Hello and welcome to my craft table. Today I wanted to show you how we're going to make some vintage looking containers. We're going to start with some ordinary cardboard boxes. They can be the round ones or they can be square ones or any shape. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom, and I'm using some chalk paint, and I'm just going to paint a coat on this bottom just because it's such a bright color and I don't want it to show through. So I'm going to paint all the sides of this, and I'm also going to paint the inside white. And then for the top part, I'm going to take this is chalk paint also. This is just a matte finish on the folk art. It's not chalk, it's just the matte. So I'm just going to paint that all black. I'm going to do 2 coats on the top just because it's not going to be covered up. This is going to be the actual surface that's going to be shown. And then the bottom I'm going to paint white, and I'm just going to do 1 coat on there. So I'll set this aside, and I actually have one already done. So I did 2 coats on the top, and I just did 1 coat on the bottom. So then I'm going to take some book pages. And what I did was I'm just going to cut all the white part off, because I don't want a lot of white part showing on mine. So I took a whole bunch of those and I cut all the white parts off. And then I'm going to be using Mod Podge. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this a little longer than the box. I'm going to start with the corners. So I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm going to put some Mod Podge on that. All over that. I like to start with the corners, and I like to make sure the words are upright also. I don't like it in all different directions. So then you just take the corners and you cut a slice in there. So then this folds down, because you want to make it nice and neat. That folds down this way. And then you're going to do that with the top also. Just cut right into the corner, because you really only want 1 layer of paper on here, because you want the box to still be able to close correctly. So you're just going to go around and do all the corners, and then you're going to cover the whole box with Mod Podge. And then you're going to let that dry. So then after you cover the whole box, I covered the bottom, and then I covered part of the inside. I didn't cover the whole inside because it's just white in there. And then I have just the lid that's painted on both sides. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some distressing ink, and I'm going to make it look old. And I'm just going to go around the corners, go around the edges. Do all the edges first. Just darken all the edges. And then I'm just going to go around the rest of it just to darken it up a little bit. I'm going to darken all the sides. I'm using Vintage Photo. And I'm going to go on the inside also. And then once I like that look, then I went on Etsy and I bought some little labels, little vintage labels. So let's see. I'm going to do this one. I'd reduce this down because the box is a little smaller. So, because I want the lid to be able to go on there. But I want the box. I want you to be able to see the label on the box still. So I'm going to take some Mod Podge. Just going to put that on there. Just make sure those edges are really good and sealed. And there is my little vintage box. There's my little vintage box. Just like a nice little shelf sitter. Or I thought it would be fun if you had a person that likes antiques to put a little gift inside. Okay, and you can try this with music paper. And I thought it would be great if you used like old recipe book and covered it with recipes too. That would be fun. Good luck. Thanks.